In writing messages, emojis can be really powerful, and we will build in this application here a keyboard and also emoji picker so that you can toggle between them, and then you can pick here all the emojis, and you see there are a lot of them supported. We will start here with this text input field already. So this is a basic text field, and we have here a send button, and we also can type here some messages already. And now we want to integrate the emoji if we click here on this sign. And therefore we will take here the emoji picker, so make sure to put these both things into your dependencies. And here inside we have this input widget, which is exactly this widget here on the right side. And here inside we have basically first of all the emoji, then this text field in between, and at the end the send button. And we go first of all to the emoji, and every time the emoji is pressed we have here this onClicked handler, and there is where we want to put the functionality inside. And here inside, the first thing we need to do is to hide the keyboard, because the keyboard is currently open and therefore we need to hide it. And then we also wait here some time so that the keyboard can close. And now we want to show the emoji picker. And this is what we want to do here outside of this widget. So we call here onBlurred, and this will be handled outside of this widget. And here inside of our main page where the input widget is, here inside of our onBlurred, we every time want to toggle the emoji keyboard if we press here on this button. And here inside of this method, we first of all want to make sure that we always switch here a boolean flag, is emoji visible, and we also have here another flag which we want to check, and if the keyboard is visible we want to unfocus the current widgets. And now we go here to the top and we create here both of the variables. And then we go here back to our column widget where we have first of all the chat messages, which are this here. And then we have our input widget, which is here. And below it, we want also to show the emoji picker widget. So I create here a new widget, and here inside we want to have a callback. And inside of this callback, we basically get every time the selected emoji back. And then we simply want to take the controller.text, which is our text controller for this input widget, and we put here our emoji, which was selected later, inside to our text, so that our text will appear here on this input. And now we build this emoji picker, and inside of this widget it is pretty simple. We simply create here this emoji picker from our plugin. So this is exactly from this emoji picker plugin. And here inside we can define the rows and columns of our emoji, and we also have here this onEmoji selected, and then we simply call here this emoji selected handler, and there we put the current selected emoji inside. And now if we hot restart, you see here that we have 5 rows and we have here 7 columns of our emojis, and this is pretty simple. Like you can see, you don't need to do here much, and then you have everything here out of the box from this plugin. However, if I now click here on type your message, then you see that we have here the keyboard and also the emoji picker, and this is not what we want to have. So we always want to show here the emoji picker or the keyboard, and therefore we go back to our main page, and here inside we create a new init state method, and every time we initialize our state, we want first of all to listen to our keyboard. And this is also a plugin which I have put here inside, Flutter Keyboard Visibility. And with this method you can basically listen for the keyboard if it is currently visible or not. And this is what we want to put here into our variable, is keyboard visible. And we also want to check here if the keyboard is currently visible and also the emoji is visible. So if we have this case where we have both visible, then we want to hide the emoji itself, so we set it to false. And now it's pretty simple. We go here down to our emoji picker, and here we wrap it inside of an offstage widget, and here inside we put here this offstage attribute inside. So if the emoji is not visible, then this offstage should be true. And if we look here into the offstage, what it is doing, it basically lays the child out, but it is not painting anything inside of our app. So basically, if the emoji is not visible, it is still inside, but it is not painted anymore. And now we can try this out. So if I click here on this keyboard, you see that it is always toggling between the emoji and the keyboard, and only one is showing at a time. And yeah, basically we can write now some messages, and we also can put here our emoji inside and click on send. And you see we have already the emoji and the text here inside, and then you can basically type anything what you like. And now this next thing is to toggle here between the keyboard and the emoji picker if we press here, because right now if I click here it is simply hiding and then it is showing again. And what I want to do is I want to change here between the keyboard and the emoji picker. And therefore I go here to the input widget, and here below I will simply put the emoji visible and keyboard inside. So we put here both to the input widget, and we also put it here to the constructor inside. And then we go here to our emoji, and here we have this icon button which is showing this emoji here. And we simply want to toggle it here every time. So instead of this, we want every time to show here the keyboard or the emoji picker, depending on if the emoji is visible. And now if the emoji is visible, you see that we have here this keyboard icon. And if I click here on keyboard, then the emoji is visible and so on. And the problem right now is that every time if you press here on this button, you will see that the keyboard is hiding every time. And therefore we go here to this on-clicked handler of this icon, and this is exactly here for our icon button. And now if the emoji is visible and if we click here, we simply want to request the focus directly of our keyboard. And this is what we want to add here. So we add here this focus node, and the focus node is wired up to our text field, and you also have it here at the top. And then this focus node is every time requested if it is visible. And if the keyboard is visible, then we want to hide the keyboard actually. And now if I click here on this keyboard, you see it is simply toggling to the keyboard, and the keyboard is opening directly because we request here directly the focus of the keyboard. And if I click again on the emoji, then you see that the emoji is again showing up. And if the emojis are here too large for you, so you want to change the size of it, you can basically change here, for example, the rows. So you can show here only 4, and then your emoji picker will be smaller. However, you cannot change with this plugin the height directly of this emoji picker. You can only do it here with the rows and columns. And with this, you can modify how big the emoji picker should show here. I will put it back to 5. And now what we also want to do is every time if we click here on this back button, that the emoji picker is basically hiding. Right now he's going outside of the app, and this is what we want to change. And here we simply wrap our page or our column here inside of a will pop scope. And with this one you can basically detect here if we click on the back button. And now we create here this on back button pressed. And here inside we first of all check if the emoji is visible. Then we want to toggle the emoji so it will not show anymore. And otherwise we simply call here navigator.pop context, and this will hide then the keyboard itself. And I will also put here this false inside so we make sure that we don't leave the app itself. And now we can try this out. So I have the keyboard open and I click here, then the keyboard is hiding. And I go to the emoji. If I click on the back button, you see the emoji is hiding again. And if you liked this video, you can get the source code with the first link in the description. And with the second link, you get my Flutter course where I teach you how you can become a more efficient Flutter developer. Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel here to get the latest news about Flutter. And see you soon. Bye.